Yeah,
We're live. Hey, everybody. What day is it? Wednesday?
it's the 31st, the day before April 1st. Here we go, people.
Yeah. Let's pull out the pranks.
I can't
Yeah.
believe it's even April 1st. Like, where did first quarter go?
I have no idea. We're in a Q2. It's going to be an amazing Q2.
Yeah, it is. Everything you farmed is now we get to harvest. Like, people don't understand. You don't harvest unless you're farming.
Yeah. So let's talk about like what is farming versus hunting in business and marketing. And if you guys are on the live, give us some love, give us a hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Like seriously, because people, I think a lot of times when we start talking about marketing and we start talking about farming and hunting, they're going to kind of look at us like we've grown three heads. Okay, yes, we probably did, but no, these are like well-recognized terms.
Right, it is. And I think, Haley, the thing is when the intention behind your business is different, you end up using a different way of doing things. Like your marketing is different, your
Mhm.
sales is different. Um, we always can tell, guys, and this is probably, an eye opener for many of you. We can always tell the taker from a mile away
Mhm.
because they are not about farming. They're not even really about hunting. They're just there to just take, and just be super about them and not the relationships.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
do you have a referral for me yet? Oh, do you have anybody for me yet? Oh, well, I'm looking to meet do you have it for me yet?
it doesn't work like that. And it's so funny. We sat down today with a national client, and they have 30,000 clients that they service. And one of the things, Haley, that they said was, Char, we're not in the sales business. We're in the people business.
Mhm.
And he doesn't go and say, hey, when am I going to take? He's the biggest person in the space that gives, and he's able to use those relationships to grow his business without any effort.
Oh, you mean you can grow 7, 8, 9-figure businesses just based on organic marketing and relationships?
Yes. And that was obviously last night, right? You were trying to stress that from the rooftops. Organic, organic, organic.
Mhm.
And some people are just, they don't want to hear it. They want to be aggressive and spend $1,000 a day on ads. And I think that's appropriate when you need to.
Mhm.
But Haley, organic is really the approach that you start with farming and then you go to
Yeah.
hunting and then you go to harvesting.
Mhm.
But guys, this is the thing. You have to remember it's a life cycle. And depending
It
on
is.
when your clients, sign, if it takes you 90 days to close a client or, 6 to
Mhm.
8 appointments, you have to put that into the marketing strategy. Just you can't expect it to happen all on its own.
Well, in social media, like when you're marketing on social media, it's 20 to 30 impressions before somebody's even going to really talk to you.
Yep.
And I mean, it doesn't matter if it's paid or if it's organic. That's kind of what I'm finding. I mean, I don't have the exact stats. I'd probably, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's gotten the analytics and the PhD out of the deal, but it's just kind of fascinating to me because we underestimate that lead time on how long it can take to nurture somebody. And
Right.
even like once somebody has a contract in front of them, sometimes I just had one who has been a friend for a while, and I'm really, really, really excited for her. It took her 11 months from proposal to signing a contract to actually doing her business. I mean, that's just farming, that's just relationships, and not even like pressuring it. Oh, technology is behaving tonight.
I'm trying to move around. But this is the thing, Haley, like, why does it work for them? Tell me why it works for them. Because a lot of people don't want to hear it for what we're telling them. They want to always go, how does someone else do it? Why are they winning?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that this whole farming methodology is a little bit alien to people, but it's the methodology that yields the most consistent clients, out there. And farming is this idea that you're putting content out, you're putting value out, you're putting out connection into the relationship. So whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on LinkedIn, or whether it's in person, or whether it's volunteer work, or whatever it is, you're putting. And then, you know, eventually they might be, hey, I know somebody who could use your services.
Right. Totally. And this is the thing, guys. You want it a natural. Obviously, the handoff has to really be seamless. The referral has to feel like it's just a natural position that they're getting referred to. It doesn't feel salesy, it doesn't feel forced. It just feels like, man, I know exactly who I should send you to.
Mm-hmm.
That's how confident that you want your referral to come from and your
Mm-hmm.
organic marketing to work without any hesitation or doubt.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I need a quote for a website. Hey, I'm ready. Oh, okay. And some of that's just sharing, there's a lot of things you can do from that farming perspective, like sharing stories.
Yeah. But I think too, like Haley, one of the things that we've started doing a lot is sharing client wins.
Yeah, totally.
Huge.
That's a big piece, right? Sharing those sharing. Yeah.
And if you're a high ticket, kind of company where, your products are, 3,000, 5,000, 15,000, 25,000, and then you go into, the 100,000, 12-month contracts. Those are the building blocks, guys. When you're trying to raise your prices and you're trying to create more credibility and value in this space,
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that build towards that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You build your portfolio.
Right. It does.
And that client's wins, and they're sharing their wins turns into the next client's wins, which turns into the next client's wins. And sometimes, things don't go right. They go sideways. So you have to clean up, and then you go to the next one. I mean, let's just be real here. It's not always perfect.
No, but Haley, this is the thing, like, the reason why we do these, evening lives is because at the end of the day, you guys are so close to the problem, right? You're so close to, well, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And we're trying to give you the cliff notes in business because we've spent the time, we have spent the money, we have made bad decisions. We know what the Grand Canyon looks like without having to stand at the Grand Canyon. And that's your business. And we want you to know that that's the intent, because you will serve more and do more in your business if you have some of these things in place before you've learned a hard lesson. And we want you to avoid the hard lessons of spending money that you don't need to, and growing your business and paying for things that don't work.
Yeah. Well, and one of the other things too is, not just like not paying for things that don't work, but I see a lot of people who really struggle with this concept of relationships. When I say, send people friend requests, go build relationships, they're like, oh, well, you mean I DM people and ask them to buy my stuff? No.
Nope. But I think the thing is too, and this is the other side of it, guys, harvesting. And Haley, you and I have talked about this. What does harvesting look like? What does it feel like? When do you know to harvest? Because that's really hard. Sometimes my clients struggle with this, and they'll call me crying and say, Char, I had 3 calls and, it sounded like they were going to do it and they didn't. And I mean, they put their heart and soul into this, right? And they think, sure, I should be harvesting. I've been doing the work 30, 60, 90 days. So Haley, what do you think is harvesting? Because I think everyone needs to get this checklist out when they're ready to harvest on these relationships and their marketing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's the point where people are willing to get onto a call with you, where a person is willing to get onto a call with you, and you can have a back and forth conversation about what it means to actually work from you. And usually by the time they get onto that call with you, they're pre-sold.
Yep.
They're like, I just take my money.
Yeah. But this is the thing, guys. We want to make sure this is really clear. When the right client shows up, you also have to know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What are they saying to you? What are some
What are the words?
emotional intelligence that you have to understand in that
Mm-hmm.
conversation? Because you might also repel the sale.
Oh yeah,
You might
I've done
reject
it.
the sale and you're like, why did I do that? And you don't even know it yet.
Mm-hmm. I've done it. And and sometimes not all sales are good sales. So you have to know that first. When is a sale a good sale?
Right.
When is a client a good prospect or a good client? Because you've got to know the difference between the two. But I mean, also not repelling it when it's somebody that you really want to do business with.
Right. And to know the difference, guys,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's the long term? What's the short term? How is this working? Was it not working? Um, how is it going to harm your business? How is it going to, succeed in your business? And this is the other part, Haley. I think you and I have talked about this at length. Is sometimes, guys, it has nothing to when they repel you. It has nothing to do with them. There is something you're doing inside of you that's causing that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when they say no, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves, and we get that. But sometimes you can facilitate a better sale if you kind of check in with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't feel confident about your product, then the energy you're going to push on them is not confident.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and then it gets a lot harder to sell anything. And it doesn't matter too if it's $1.50 or 1,500 or $15,000.
Yeah, it's true, guys. And Haley and I are very used to that, that space of retainer, projects, one time. We get it. We
Mm-hmm.
know what you're trying to sell. So
Mm-hmm.
you are not any different. Believe me, there are hundreds and thousands of other businesses who do exactly what you're doing. So you're not new, but we're trying to tell you, even though the space has changed because everyone's online,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to have to. And Haley, I know this is going to sound very, very negative, but I don't mean to. And guys, I'm like the most non negative person in the whole freaking world. We're just trying to help you save yourself from the problems of doing business in a way that you say, well, I'm doing it different. You're not. This is not different. We know exactly what you're trying to do. We get it. We are just trying to help you save yourself from yourself.
Okay, so what do you say to the people who are like, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, and of course I can sell four things at the same time?
The irony is you could do that, guys,
You could
but
totally do it.
if it doesn't complement your core product, then you're really not helping yourself. And I think we were on a call once, Haley, right? Someone said, I'm totally able to, sell this, and this. And we were like, as long as it all is in harmony with each other, it makes sense. But the more outside of your, if you're, let's say you're a health coach, if you're
Outside of your
trying
wheelhouse.
it is totally out of your wheelhouse. If you're trying to, sell exercise equipment, it might be like, you know what? That's a little too far. You need to stick to, maybe products like supplements and coaching and
Mm-hmm.
maybe, training programs, but don't go outside of that.
Yeah.
It might be too much of a stretch for your clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I think so. I mean, I think one of the things we forget is that, we are all very multifaceted, multidimensional people. I mean, I was sitting here on a call, which was, I was in a class tonight, and I'm sitting here doing needlepoint. And I'm the mom who sits here and stuffs Easter eggs sometimes when I'm on a Clubhouse chat, as Charlene has discovered. But I'm not trying to sell needlepoint and marketing.
Nope.
One of the things that I learned, early on is you can only be, only focus on one thing at a time. More than that, and everything goes sideways.
Yep. But I don't think, Haley, that's like, guys, we get it. Like, we know what it takes. We know what
Mm-hmm.
it takes to hit those benchmarks, to, build systems and operations. And we know that that's the part that's not pretty and shiny and,
Mm-hmm.
all luxurious, right? It's like, that's the grit. That's the dirt. That's the roll up your sleeves and do it, because that's the hard part that
Mm-hmm.
is part of building these, right? I tell some of my clients, like, really, like, this is the part no one sees. No one gets it. No one understands it. They just think, here you have this business. And, I look at their employees and I think, You guys are the ones running this business. It's not the CEO. It's all of you guys doing the daily grind, the daily work.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like that picture of the iceberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you see the little tippy tippy tip at the top
Right.
above the water, but you don't see the months and the years that led to that overnight success.
No. And it's not even that you don't see it, but people, oh wow, look at their lifestyle. Like, they just see all of these things, so they get emotionally involved and say, it's not going to work. It's not going to be worth it. It's, I want to do everything. And it's like, no, you can't. You have to realize it's all the hard work. It's the time. It's the commitment. It's the sacrifice. It's everything that you don't do. And everything you don't do consistently is going to show up. It's going to hurt you more than help you.
Well, and your current stage is totally different than somebody else's too. So that comparisonitis.
Oh, isn't that so painful?
Because people will say, oh, what social media platform should I be on? Should I be on Pinterest or this and that and the other? Because I see that you're on 12. And I'm like, yeah, Haley has a team.
And we're sorry, guys, that we hurt your feelings, but we didn't start off doing 12 and 15 and 20. We were super strategic. We knew exactly what we wanted. And as we evolved, then we started taking on more of those things, right?
Absolutely.
And growing the team. Haley, let's make sure this is a disclaimer so people don't go, man, these two get together. Guys, we're just real and raw because no one was real and raw with us in those moments when we made, really dumb decisions.
Expensive, dumb mistakes.
We just want to tell you that that's the disclaimer, guys. So when you and I see, you see Haley and I, it's because we really know.
We're ripping on it. Yep. Yeah. We're doing crazy stuff. But this is why we do this every week.
Yes.
Because of being a business owner. I see people that are like, oh, I can't get that out yet because it's not perfect. I can't tell you how many times working at IBM, they had superior technology, better patents, better design, more robust technology. But what happened was, their marketing sucked.
It wasn't sexy. I don't care who you are. People don't buy ugly things.
No. I was having a conversation with one of the students I'm mentoring this week. And, he was asking about starting a technology company. I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. But 90% of your work is going to be in the marketing. And that's where the really sexy stuff starts. And he was and then I showed him my Facebook group and all this other stuff. And he's like, wow, that's so cool.
But it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
And Haley, this is the thing, right? Here you are mentoring, and you're giving him the insight and you're helping him understand that. And then he's going to go, I can figure this out. And we're like, guys, we're trying to save you the in-between. From the time you do your idea to the time you execute, you have to understand that there's so many moving parts in between it all before you ever get there.
Absolutely. Totally cool. Shall we go hang out on Clubhouse?
We totally should. See you over there.
See you. We're going to be, what's the name of the group in the room?
So it's going to be Women Sales Talk. And then do you have the link, Haley, or do you want me to put it in the chat?
I don't have the link, but if you put it in the chat, I will go find it.
Let me go ahead and do that right now so that we don't close it out. And then I'll do this with this.
You will do it, and I'll be chasing links everywhere while Charlene turns into a poof.
I know, because I can't do both in my screen. Okay, here you go. I just sent it.
Okay.
And then I also put it on Messenger, so it's all there.
Okay, guys.
We will see you guys soon.
We will see you soon. Come on over, play with us on House.
Yeah.
Ooh, awesome. We will see you guys soon. I'm going to go post it in the various groups, but join us in Women Sales Talk on Clubhouse. Come join us. Thanks. Bye.